There's breaking news that US President Donald Trump has issued an executive order banning US residents from doing business with Tencent and its sister companies. Now, this comes on the heels of last week's news that US President wanted to ban TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, and also Tencent, and that was looking like the US wanted to buy out the US portion of TikTok, and now it's looking like that the US wanted to buy the whole operation of TikTok. TikTok is the video sharing app on mobile devices that's really popular with the Gen Z and the millennials. But you know, this has basically been used as a political pawn, and we're going to look at the truth of why that has been the case and what is actually the truth behind what's going on. So we have some tweets here, and Bloomberg Technology wrote, breaking, Tencent tumbles as much as 10% after Trump signed an executive order banning US residents from doing business with WeChat's parent company. Paul Moser writes, the business implications are also interesting. Most major American companies in China use WeChat for marketing, ads, after-sales services, etc. Seems they would have to stop. China blocks Facebook, Twitter, but allows its firms and media to use those platforms to advertise abroad. So as you can see there already, what is really going on is that the national security threat is basically an excuse for Donald Trump to go and say these apps are a threat, so we want to make them US owned. But what is happening here is that we have American businesses and they find it difficult to go and do business in China, and they want to remove a lot of the restrictions. So they're kind of strong-arming China into making these type of deals so they can get what they want. Whereas with China, China can go over to America with a lot less restrictions and do their business there. As you'll see, that China has been going in to buy many of the businesses in the US and taking the profits back to China. And the oligarchs, I guess, who own the world these days, they also want to do the same in China. So Sam Dean writes, video game companies owned by Tencent will not be affected by this executive order. White House official confirmed to the LA Times that the EO only blocks transactions related to WeChat, so Riot Games, League of Legends, Epic Games, Fortnite are safe. So initially the executive order looked like it was going to ban everything from Tencent, but it looks as though it's just WeChat for now. So I guess they wanted to start somewhere and kind of negotiate, I guess, to put it in the nicer term, strong arm China into doing a deal for them. And who knows what will happen if they can't force the deal through. They may ban other Tencent businesses, and we're going to get into what businesses they are in just a second. Ben Gilbert writes, or he's taken a screenshot of the actual executive order. So the actual executive order says, the following actions shall be prohibited beginning 45 days after the date of this order to the extent permitted under applicable law. Any transaction that is related to WeChat by any person or with respect to any property subject to the jurisdiction of the United States with Tencent Holdings Limited, Shenzhen, China, or any subsidiary of that entity as identified by the Secretary of Commerce under Section 1C of this order. Obviously, they said LA Times confirmed that it's only restricted to WeChat. But again, I say what is going to happen as we get closer to the deadline, there may be further, I guess, restrictions and further restrictions on Tencent companies in the US. Now, the list of gaming companies and why we're covering it on this gaming channel is listed here from Daniel Ahmed. So he writes, list of gaming companies outside China that Tencent have either a majority or majority stake in: Riot Games, which is League of Legends; Epic Games, which is Fortnite; Supercell, Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, Platinum Games, Marvelous, Roblox, Discord, Sumo Digital, Garena, Bluehole, Paradox, Kakao, Fat Shark, Frontier. And a lot of those are huge businesses that are worth billions of dollars each. Daniel also writes about the non-gaming companies, and they include Reddit, Spotify, UMG, Warner Music, Tesla, Lyft, Kick, Flipkart, Gojek, Snapchat, Skydance Media, Discord, Tim Hortons, Sanook, Cyanogen, Mobike, Paystack, C Limited. So a lot of companies could be facing very concerning times, very nervous times right about now, because it's quite unknown what is actually going to happen in the coming future. Now, Brianna Wu writes, Tencent owns League of Legends and PUBG, meaning neither two of the biggest games in the market can make money. Tencent also has a 40% stake in Unreal Engine, which makes Fortnite. This is so incredibly stupid. And she was responding to Rod Breslau's tweet, which was, Trump has signed executive order that prohibits transactions with TikTok and WeChat parent companies ByteDance and Tencent effective in 45 days. So as we initially touched on, a lot of this is going to come down to the US using their position, I guess using aggression to force China to sell their companies so that they can replicate or reciprocate what is happening at the moment, because right now China bans a lot of the US apps in their country, like Facebook and Google and Wikipedia and all of those US apps that we normally use. They've been banned in China, and they have their version of their own. These are a couple of reasons for that, mainly because they can, I guess, filter the information a lot easier when it's from their own country. So they only want their citizens to have the information that the government feels that they're okay to spread, I guess, okay to share. And then the other part of it, a huge part of it, is that this is their market, so they want to keep their profits for themselves. They don't want foreign countries to go in and siphon all of their profits and take it back to another country. So if Google were able to have their own business in China, all of the profits would go back to America. Whereas in this fashion, if China makes their own apps, then they keep all of the profits in the country. What the US wants is they want reciprocal, I guess, rules. So they allow China to come in and buy all of their businesses, like all of their businesses in the US. But now they find it very difficult with the restrictions in China to go and do any business there. So a lot of this is because of the very, very higher ups, the oligarchs who are doing business from the US. They want their restrictions removed in China. It doesn't really matter in the end anyway, because it's not like China are going to give in. They don't really give in to foreign pressure. So what we're going to really see is that I don't think China is going to sell TikTok, and I don't know what kind of implications that Tencent will have. I guess what will happen is they will just forfeit that type of business in the US. Remember that the US is 300 million people and China is 1.3 billion people, so it's 4 times the market of the US. So even if it didn't access the US market, China is still financially sound. I don't think China is going to sell TikTok. The current valuation for Microsoft to buy out TikTok is $50 billion, and I don't see China selling it for any type of money, because this is a political issue on where they stand. And if they feel like they sell it this time and give in to the money, I think that sets a bad precedent, or they think it sets a bad precedent, and the US may feel like they could bully them into making more deals in the future to get what they want. So there's no way that China will sell TikTok, and they won't give in to the pressure from this executive order from Tencent. They would rather forfeit the access to the US market. And who knows how far this is going to take. This is going to be taken. This is real stuff now. This is not just talk. This is an official action that Trump has assigned into place. So yeah, remember always to watch the actions rather than actually what the newspapers are reporting. That's really the key here. So this is going to be really interesting news story to follow, and we will see. And there's going to be more developments within the next 45 days.